Okay, so today I'm filming a Q&A. I've just asked some of you guys for all your questions and I'm just gonna run through my Twitter and answer them. Make sure you follow me on Twitter because that's where I do my Q&A alerts, because otherwise I have a million places to go through and get questions and that's confusing. Let's get started. Harry White said, do you consider yourself sociable? I think people think I am, but my idea of a good time, there is nothing better than like coming home and having a shower, getting into my pajamas, ordering a takeaway and watching Orange is the New Black on repeat. Like I have my friends, I have a very small group of friends, and I see them and I love seeing them, but like I love being at home. I'm a complete home bunny. I'd rather be at home than out having cocktails and drinks and fancy stuff. Angelina says, out of 10, how's your day going? Well, I'm filming, the light is pretty consistent and it's kind of warm today. So yeah, it's going pretty good. I'd say it's a 10. Angela says, what's your favourite clothing item that you think everyone should have in their closet? A leather jacket and a white dress. There you go. Benedict Emily said, I love your channel, thank you. Do you want to write a book or have your own makeup line in the future? Neither at the moment. I kind of feel like if I wrote a book, it would be an extension of the blog, in which case I'd kind of rather put it on the blog. And I don't know, I just don't know, there'd be no point to it and I don't have an idea, so at the moment, no. I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not saying yes. I don't know. You never know what's gonna happen, or if you're gonna have a brainwave and be like, oh, that'd be a great idea. So yeah, I don't know, an own makeup line. I am not like, I love makeup, but I am not the best person to have a makeup line. Like I know so many of my friends that do YouTube and have videos that are amazing and they really know their products, and I just feel like they would be much better at having a makeup line than me. I feel like there are so many more things that I would be good at doing, if that makes sense. Anastasia says, do you have any tips on getting a guy into skincare? Oh god, that's a, yeah. By the way, love your blog and videos. Thank you very much. Getting a guy into skincare is, I want to swear, I'm not gonna, it's really, really hard. It's effing hard. It takes a lot of it's taken 4 or 5 years for Josh to have a kind of skincare routine. So yeah, it's difficult. I think if their skin is good, you're basically never going to be able to talk them into having a skincare routine, because why would they need to do anything? But sometimes if there's like, oh, I've got a spot, then, I'm not saying Josh sounds like that, but sometimes if their skin goes through a phase where it's not great, then you can kind of start educating them a little bit on like, well, what you're using might not be the best thing, or like if they say their skin's too oily and they don't like it, then you can be like, well, you know, you're using a moisturiser that's really stripping. No, you're using a cleanser, words today, you're using a cleanser that's really stripping. That's not the best for it, so you could use this one that's kind of more of a balm cleanser, and it's much better because then your skin's not over producing oil, which will make it less oily. Stuff like that. So it's not saying, and don't ever say you're doing this wrong, because that's never going to work with anyone unless it's a really direct guy that likes that. I don't know. Melissa Megan says, winter or summer makeup? I don't know, I love summer, even though I was born in the autumn and I love like autumn and everything that it brings. I much prefer makeup and everything like that in the summer because my skin just looks so much better in the summer. I get like this glow on my forehead that isn't like sweaty, it's just like a glow and it looks really healthy, and the sun kind of tans around here very naturally and it just completely changes the way my face looks, so it makes me like putting makeup on more. So yeah, I would definitely say summer makeup, even though I do love a good dark lip, but I feel like I'm much better in like a bright lip or a nude lip or like some gold eyeshadow, I don't know. Forever September said, would you rather give up makeup or skincare for a month? Makeup. I could not give up skincare for a month. My skin would turn into like leather. So yeah. Elizabeth says, what do you think about YouTube nowadays compared to what it used to be in the beginning? It's a difficult one for me because I often talk to people that have been doing this for like 6 or 7 years and they always say that it was very different then, and I came in like 4 years ago, so and that was when I very first started just watching, so my channel hasn't actually been active for that long in terms of videos. So I've only been making videos like solidly for about 2 years now. 2 years? Yes, 2 years now. And it hasn't really changed too much for me. Like, there are way more amazing things happening to the creators on YouTube nowadays than there was when I started. When I started, this was kind of like, doing it as your full-time job was like, what? Like, it wasn't really the thing, really. I don't know. Emily Kiddy said, if you can only do one part of your makeup, which would it be? Eyes. Always eyes. That was all I used to do when I was like 16. I just used to put eyeliner on and mascara on, and I think at one point I started doing brows, but just like this area here is where I like to focus on my face. Elizabeth says, what place would you like to visit in the most in the future? I don't know. I'd love to go to like New Zealand and Australia. Those are kind of like I'm not ready to do those yet, but I really want to places. I'd also love to go to Tokyo, and I really want to do like Germany. I want to go to France more. I love France. There's a fly in here, it's really annoying me. I just have so many more places in Europe that I haven't been to yet, and I kind of want to start closer to home and work my way out. That was a really long-winded answer to a question, but sorry. Angela says, what advice would you give to a girl who wants to start a blog? I love your videos. Oh, thank you. Just do it. It's one of those things where everyone starts off with their blog not looking so great, and if you start a YouTube channel, your YouTube videos start off really not looking great. Like, one day I will release my first ever video for those of you who weren't around when I had 0 subscribers. And it was it's not even in widescreen, it's that old. But yeah, it's just everyone's content starts off worse, so don't feel like you don't have the best content so you can't start a blog. And lots of people are like, oh, there's no like gap in the market for anyone anymore, no one can really get into it, which is BS, because I started doing YouTube 2 years ago and people said that no one could really do it as their full-time job who was starting then, and they were wrong. So just do it, just start a blog, just go onto Blogger, make an account, set up a basic template and learn HTML and photography and all of that stuff as you go along, because that's exactly what I did. I started off with like really basic photos, really basic layout, and that fly is really annoying me. And I just did it, and I just learned as I went along, and you have to be patient and work at it, and if you really love it then you will enjoy doing that kind of thing. Like, I enjoy learning HTML and photography and editing and all the nerdy stuff. Someone the other day overheard me and Alex having a conversation about camera aperture in the street. Like, we don't talk about like normal people things, we talk about camera aperture because we love what we do, and if you love that then you will have the patience to kind of learn things as you go along, so don't worry about starting out and being crap, because we all were there. That was a really long answer as well, sorry about this. I am a major chatter. Angela also says, will you ever adopt another dog? I think some people are going to be weird about me using the word adopt, so I didn't adopt Nala, just to clear this up, because they're going to be like, you didn't adopt her. We didn't adopt Nala, but she was from an accidental litter and we didn't really pay very much for her. She was just a little tiny puppy that needed a home. But in terms of like adopting a dog, yes, we're definitely going to do that when we have a house and lots more space, because right now more than one dog would kind of be a bit too much for the space that we have. Like, they'd be fine, but I would want them to have like lots of space and a big garden to run around in. I have a list of dogs that I want, so there will definitely be more dogs in the future. Yeah, I just need a bigger place to live, and then Josh and I are gonna have all the dogs. Emily says, what is your favourite thing to bake? Brownies. Slutty brownies from Rosie Londoner's blog. They are like the thing. She did that, God, that blog post was put out ages ago, and they still, like today, I still make them, and Josh's mum still makes them. This fly is driving me mental. Yeah, I love those. Those are my favourite things, and they're super easy because you get like a pack of brownie mix and some Oreos and a pack of cookie mix, and you just layer it and it's brilliant. Lisa Farglin says, first Holy Grail product. Collection Fast Stroke Liquid Liner. Leah Fuller says, what's the best way to get blog traffic when starting a blog? Just write stuff. That's all I did. Like, lots of people when I first started used to advertise on other people's blogs, which I don't think anyone really does anymore, and there is nothing more rewarding than building your social media platform, whatever it is, from the ground up, completely organically. Yeah, I stand by that. That's what I did, and that's what I continue to do. Kind of, that's the way my blog and YouTube channel grew, and I think that it's the most rewarding way. Charlotte says, where is your favourite place to eat in Brighton? That's a really difficult one. My favourite place, like, out of everything, like, I'd say for dinner and for dessert, is a place called Plateau. It's like a French bistro kind of restaurant. This fly, go away. Yeah, I love it. The steak there is amazing. They do a meat platter, vegetarians look away. And they do the best like chocolate raspberry kind of, I don't know what it is, it's just like a slab of chocolatey goodness. And it's got like raspberry sauce and crispy like raspberry bits and some like vanilla ice cream. It's so good. Other than that, I love the Breakfast Club, which has just opened, and I love Bread and Milk and Hen and Cafe best place for like brunch, coffee, cake kind of stuff. Angelina says, what's your favourite emoji? I use this one a lot, the monkey that covers its eyes. I think lots of my friends get into embarrassing situations or like cringy situations, so I end up using that. I love the like high five one and the dancing lady. She's great. The cat that cries like with laughter, that's one of my most used emojis. I know my most used emoji is off the top of my head. And then there's like the little face that's like, you know the one, yeah, that's basically my face. So I use that, and I think that's it. Oh no, I just lost my page. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Jacqueline K says, would you like to move to London in the future? No. I love Brighton. I've lived here for 23 years now, so my whole life, and I just love it. I would never live anywhere else because I love it here. And London's so expensive, and I don't care if I have to travel for like, well, I do care that I have to travel for like an hour and a bit to get into London, but some of my friends have to do that who live on the outskirts of London. My transport is incredibly good. It's much cheaper to live in Brighton, not like loads cheaper. It's still expensive to buy a house here, and I won't be doing that for a very long time. But in terms of like renting, it's much cheaper, and I'm so close to everything where I live, and it's still really quiet, and Brighton's really small, and I have my parents here, which I see them like once a month, but still I like to be kind of close to them. But yeah, I just love it in Brighton, and I would never move. I'm gonna sneeze, Oh, that was a big sneeze. Courtney Collins says, seen any good films lately? I saw Jurassic World and it was great. Cleo Mrs. Alicia says, oh my throat, says, any tips for exams? PS, I love your videos. Thank you. My tip for exams would be, if you're panicking, you are not alone. I used to sit in exams and cry, which doesn't do any good, so don't do that. But just feel like if you are really stressed out and you are kind of really worried about stuff, like whilst you're in your exams and you feel kind of really panicky, you are not the only one that feels that way, so try not to feel like you are the only one that is feeling that way, because I used to really sit there and feel like, oh my god, everyone else is doing really amazingly at this exam and I'm not, and I can't do this, and I just literally would break down and I couldn't do anything. Know that you are not alone in finding things difficult. No one sits down in an exam and finds things easy. But other than that, make sure you revise as much as you physically can, because as long as you do your best, no one else can ask anything more from you. I wasn't like massively clever at school, but I kind of made sure I did the most revision that I could, and I really did try my best just so no one could say anything otherwise if I didn't do very well. And I did okay at school. I passed everything, which was great. I was expected to fail most things, so just make sure you do the most preparation that you can. Don't worry, and yeah, just don't sweat it, just do as best as you can. I think it's Elena or Eleanor, I'm not sure, says, any tips on travel anxiety? Oh my god, I've been talking for so long, my voice is going. Tips for travel anxiety. I try not to fly alone. I find that I am best if someone is with me, which for Barcelona when I went recently was the most terrifying thing, because in my 23 years I'd never flown alone, and that was really scary. I always make sure I have things with me that I know make me feel better. So from flying with other people, I know that there are situations where something makes me feel better. So like my Cordially spray, if they crack out like a really smelly meal, and I can't eat on planes. It makes me feel really sick. So if that plane smell is getting to me, I spray a little bit of that mist on my face, and oh, my lipstick's being annoying. And it just really helps me because it like is quite an overpowering scent, not to the point where it really affects everyone else. It's not like I'm spraying perfume, but it just freshens the air around me, and I feel like I can breathe, and it really helps me. And also I just make sure I'm as prepared as I can be, and I know what's happening on the other end. When I get off the plane, I know where I need to go, and if I'm meeting anyone, I know who I'm meeting, and I just try to make sure I'm as prepared as I can be in case anything goes wrong. So I try to make sure that I'm as prepared as I can be for the things that I can control, and everything else you just have to let go of that worry, because there's no point. I say this and I sound like I know what I'm talking about, but most of the time when I fly, I'm still a complete nervous wreck, just know that. I feel like this Q&A has gone on for quite a long time, so I'm probably going to leave it there, but I will hopefully do another one of these soon, maybe in a couple of weeks or next month or something, so keep an eye out on my Twitter for that. I'm gonna go and rest my voice for like 5 minutes now before I film my next video, but I hope you all like it. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Say bye! Oh, you smell like a what's it, come in. Does anyone else's dog smell like what's it?